Well, I am Benny Young on the show, the Have-Nots. I was explaining to your other nice lady that was here. I'm almost like it's kind of like the glue to my family, if you will. I say that because, there's a bunch of dynamics in my family that try to tear it apart. Me and my sister, Candace, played by Tika Sumpter, is, we had to go through our own struggles because both of our fathers left. First of all, we have different fathers. So that's a struggle between siblings, right? And then both of our fathers left, so now we're dealt to be raised by our mother. My sister, my little sister, a little bit more rebellious with her dealing with it, which is understandable, right? Kids can be confused. With that, in combination with the fact that my mom is still working, 50 plus, shouldn't be working like that. And me as a son, I don't want to see that, especially as a patriarch, I don't want to see that either. I mean, I got thrust into the position of providing for my family, you know what I mean? So with all that being said, that's why I'm the glue to my family. And it speaks a little bit of my conflict as a character because at 28 years old, I don't want to live with my mom. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to have to babysit my family. But, my sister's doing her thing. My mom's working hard. And it's like, I have to man up. I definitely pull from, I think what I started connecting with was just where I came from because I grew up in Philadelphia, North Philly. Very much a have-not, if you will. I had to transcend a lot of boundaries, just like Benny did. You know what I mean? So I definitely buckled down in my acting class, but more so than that, I just started looking at old pictures. I started talking to my mom, but just about situations that we went through when I grew up because, again, like I said, not to beat a dead horse, but I grew up very much a have-not in North Philly. So, yeah, for sure.
I play CELINE. I play the chef to the wealthy crier family, which WYATT is a crier right here. And I'm actually very good friend. The show opens up with I'm very good friends with Benny's mom, Hannah. And I get her a job at the house where I work for the criers. But CELINE, hi CELINE, she's a lot of trouble. No, she's a wonderful woman. She's just, she wants, she needs, she craves a lot of stuff. Attention, love, power. I don't think she's comfortable being where she is in her life. She loves her job, but I don't know that she really loves the people she works with. That type of thing. Very conflicted and has family of her own, which is, I want to say, she doesn't have a great relationship with the husband, but I don't know Mr. Perry's going to come up with. He better be good looking. No, I don't know. So I think there's a lot of conflict within her own family as well, because as you know, in life, whatever your turmoil is, whatever you're going through, that's usually what you project onto your friends and work co-workers. So I think CELINE has a lot of stuff going on that we won't find out till next season. This young man plays WYATT Crier. His name is Aaron O'Connell, right?
Wait, no, I'm supposed to say that. You're supposed
to
tell how good I am.
I have to say how great you are.
Tyler did.
He's amazing. No, this young man has a tough task because to play somebody who has substance addiction is not easy without it becoming a stereotype. And I think he plays it so well. So I'm going to let him do the rest.
Tell me how you did that. You played that so well.
Okay, well, to be honest with you, I played it as best as I possibly could by watching Intervention over and over and over again. Because fortunately, I'm not into drugs and I don't have substance abuse, but this character was so intriguing because he's such a broken son in the family. There isn't anyone to turn to for support and advice. His dad's doing his thing. He's got a series of problems. Mom's the same way. Sister's got her issues, and there's really no one for WYATT to turn to. So that substance abuse is really what comes into play. And I think that it was a blast to play because I could do all these horrible things and not get in trouble for him. Yeah. So, yeah, but you pretty much hit it well. Yeah. Yeah,
so I'm going to ask each one of you, what was the one thing that you guys learned from doing in the show? Something about yourself on a personal level. What did you learn from this project?
To be myself. Put myself in the character. And Tyler is so good at what he does. He knows if we're not connected to the character, do it again.
I don't know. That's a good question. You got 20 minutes? That's deep.
I got it like a minute and a half.
That's deep.
Do it in 30 seconds.
I think I don't know if it's about doing the show as much as it is about having success twice around in a lifetime. I find myself much more appreciative this time around. And I think this character, CELINE, is unlike anything I've ever played, because I always played the good-natured mother. So I've learned how to be a little more sassy.
I definitely learned. That's a great question. I definitely learned, I think, how to be the importance of being vulnerable. Like I told you before, I just started acting less than 2 years ago, a year and some change ago, and obviously as an actor, it's very important to be vulnerable. But what I learned really in this cast and in this environment, this family, is just how important being vulnerable is. Of course, as a character, but when I translated that to my life as Tyler, I started. I came back from set and I had my heart on the sleeve, right? As I was being very, very vulnerable. I started learning about my friends that were closest to me. If I have my heart on the sleeve and someone takes care of it, that's my friend. I had a bunch of friends that saw my heart start stomping all over it. You know what I mean? So I actually learned a lot as a person from being vulnerable, and I learned that from being on set and just being around this cast and this journey. It's been great.
My character is Linda Love Harris, and so do I. Everything. See, Mr. Berry got it right from the net. Okay, so she's a mother, a daughter, a wife. She's a woman that you'll know, you'll recognize. She's relatable. Either you'll see parts of her in yourself, or you'll recognize parts of her in people that you know, in your family, friends, or whatever. And she's just a woman who loves her baby boy, who's a grown man, but he is her baby boy. And he's been her life.
Baby boy?
Andre Hall, Danny.
Oh, that's the baby boy over there, and he's a fine-looking baby boy. No wonder you want to keep him under your little wing. Oh, we have him blushing. I love it. Tell me a little bit about how preparing for this role. I mean, obviously, are you a mom yourself?
Yes, I am.
So did you pick up on that whole energy? And
Well, the interesting part about it is the more than just being a mom, Linda was a young mom, and so was I. I think Linda had Danny a year or two within the time I had my daughter, as far as her age in life, and so I definitely could relate to that. Just the feeling of having been still growing and maturing and becoming a woman yourself while you were charged with raising a child and teaching them to grow and mature and become a woman or a man, of course, in this case. And so I definitely connected with that. And I just like I love my baby boy, I love my baby girl. And she is my life in real life, and he is my life on the show, and kind of in real life now too. But yeah.
let's talk to your son for a minute. So tell us, obviously, how was it playing the son of this dynamic mom on the show?
Oh, it was amazing. It's just such a mother, so caring, so loving, really just there to comfort you and just be that soft place to land. Like, you really just know that, like, Mama, I hurt, and she'll be right there before I even have to say anything. And she's just beautiful inside and out, extremely talented, and yeah, I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
Did her being a mom resonate with you in terms of, like, I don't know your mom's life, but I mean, how do you get along with your real mom?
Yeah, I'm very much so a mama's boy. I love my mama to death.
It felt okay to you to fall into this role?
Yeah, it felt very, very natural. We have just like a really great chemistry. People thought that like we've known each other. People in real life think that we really are related. So yeah.
What did you learn from each other first as an actor working together, and then in general, what did you gain from learning being on this show? What did you learn on a personal note for yourself? Okay.
I have to steal this from you. So I'm borrowing it. But he's talked about how one of the most amazing things that he got from Mr. Perry and through this experience was being given permission to be himself and bring himself to his character. And I have to piggyback on that, because I think that that's something too that Mr. Perry tried to impress on me. Like Kendra, Linda is, we had this great conversation early on in the season, and when he was just talking to me about who she is, because I was kind of all over the place and not knowing if what I was doing was right and whatever, and so he starts talking to me about who she is to him, and I was like, oh my gosh, looked like me. And he was like, yeah, Kendra, that's exactly it. And so as I am allowing myself to live in this permission to bring myself to the character, I got to experience my son, Andre doing just that. And so it's kind of like it helps you to do it as you see your peers and castmates doing it too. And so it was, it was very, very helpful. And I think it helped make it that much more real for all of us.
What did you learn? Tell me about it.
We'll definitely learn to embrace who I am as an artist and just as a person. But and another thing that was that hit really close to my heart was how fortunate it is to be an actor and to work with such gracious people and people that want to be there and want the best for you and not trying to show you up, but we all try to lift everybody up. So it's really just like, no matter where you are, what project you're doing, whatever director you're working with, just always know that this is a privilege and a blessing to be doing what you're doing. So I really got that. Yeah.
Do you think that playing this role, did it make you a better son?
Yeah, I call my mom a lot more now. I tell her just how grateful and thankful I am for just, birth. Just how she taught me to just, really stand up for what you believe in, be yourself, and treat people with respect. So, yeah.
Do you think that playing this role, did it make you a better son?
Yeah, I call my mom a lot more now. I tell her just how grateful and thankful I am for just, birth. Just how she taught me to just, really stand up for what you believe in, be yourself, and treat people with respect. So, yeah.
One more question for you. Your character, Linda. If you had to say something to Linda, what would you tell your character, Linda?
It is. This is the first for that one. That's great. I would tell Linda. I would say, Linda, love your baby, but let him be a man. I think that if I had to tell her one thing, that probably would be the first thing I would say to her. But I would also tell her, Linda, learn to love yourself just as much as you love your baby boy.
I've got to see the show because I got to see what Linda's all about. Linda, that's it. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Congratulations.